let's assume that in a world we are actually okay with the way everything has been output here. What could we actually do next with this? Well, I mentioned earlier that you could get the code for this. And let's say at this point, I'm ready to migrate onto doing a little additional things with code. And so we do provide the code that you can use from here. And as you can see, everything's been pretty much condensed. It's very abstracted from all the setup that we've done in the UI so far. If I take you through what's actually happening here beyond the import statements, and we're creating the project client, down below, here we are, we're creating the conversation ID, we're streaming what we get, and then here in these if statements is where we're actually invoking the different agents that we have put together. So let's actually go see this in action with code. We give you the ability to either copy this if you'd like, or you can click the Open in VS Code for the web button, and it creates a brand new environment for you to use in VS Code. So right now it's setting up the environment, and this is a really quick and easy way to get started doing things with code versus having to set everything up locally. But I will show you how to set everything up locally if that's more of your jam. So this takes a couple of minutes. I know we estimate 40 seconds, but it might take a little bit longer depending on your connection speeds and such, but we are good, we are loaded, and we are ready to get started. So it's installing all the dependencies as well. We do have some instructions provided at the top, or above the terminal at least, if you want more guidance on how to run this. And so from here, really all you need to do is just run the file using the command python run_agent. And that same code that I showed you here is the code that's going to be here as well. All right. And what else do we have in here? If you want to update your agent configuration, you can do that here. So at this stage, there's not a hard need to go back to the Foundry portal to edit your agent. You are more than welcome to do so if you'd like. But we do actually have a Foundry extension in here that you could use in Visual Studio Code, whether locally or here on the web, to edit your agent. And down below, if you want to add provision or deploy a web app that uses the agent, we have AZD commands in here for you to follow as well. But if you want to switch to doing everything locally on your desktop, you can also do that. That's my personal preference. But working on the web here is, as I mentioned, very quick and easy to get started up. We'll do one run in the web, and then we'll switch to doing things local just so you can see the difference between how you would get started. So here in the web, the first thing that I'm going to need to do is open up that run_agent.py file, because within here, we need to actually add in the prompt that we want to send to the agent. So right now, if you go to about line 31, hopefully it's the same on your side, that's the prompt that you're submitting to the agent. I'm going to ask it to create a social media campaign for the Contoso Electronics wireless earbuds. And I'm going to save that. The next thing I'm going to do from here, now that that's been saved, is just run this. I'm going to clear this terminal with the clear command. And then to run this, as a reminder, it's python run_agent.py. You can go ahead and press enter. And so as you can see, the conversation ID gets created, and you can follow everything that's happening from here. We're doing our tool calls. The agents are passing their output from one to the other. Everything's happening very quickly. It's streaming. And so this is why everything looks like it's happening super fast. We're already at agent 3. Okay. So everything's been output, but if you may notice that this isn't the easiest way to read this information, at least to me, it's not. And so what I would do as a natural next step is ask the final agent to output its social media campaign into like a markdown file. Maybe this is something I want to hand over, or I want the agents to, I guess, give to me as a human in the loop, the person that then goes and decides what does and does not get posted on social media. And it'll be definitely a lot easier to read that as a markdown file.